organ donation programs following a recent report. We're going to talk about that coming up. And for this team, that's a really important educational concern. Sherry Lee, Corey King, all coming up next on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Miami University, the Vein Center of Cincinnati, and Lindner Center of Hope.
In your Healthy Rights today, there has been an uptick of people opting out of organ donation programs following a recent report. In a congressional hearing last month, allegations of a 2021 case came to light of a person in Kentucky whose organs were almost retrieved after apparently he was mistakenly declared deceased. Now, in the U.S. and across the Atlantic, donor registries have been impacted, according to Donate Life America. On average, 170 people have removed their names daily from the National Donor Registry, 10 times more than in 2023. A decrease in organ donations could put those who are waiting for transplant at risk. The U.S. federal agency that regulates the transplant system is now investigating this incident. And, we don't shy away from the hard stuff here, so we know who to talk to about that. I want to welcome our team from UC Health. Hello to you. Tell us who you are.
I'm Corey King. I'm the director of the transplant program at UC Health.
You have a huge job that's like a slash, encompasses everything.
It does.
Including, you get asked everything about organ donation because I've been around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm also an advocate of organ donation and work very closely with the Network for Hope team, which is the organ donation side of our transplant team.
And we have them coming up a little bit later in our program. We're going to have some similar conversations. So we're going to talk to our wonderful people who need organs. But before I do, just a thought on this. I have never heard of that happening before. I'm not even sure that's really what happened in this whole situation.
I think there's a lot of things that might have happened. I think the story might have gotten blown up a little bit. There's a lot of things. I'm not sure. I think that there's one side of the story, and I think it's gotten blown up, and unfortunately, there's the one side of the story is the story that's being told. I would like to hear maybe the other side of the story on that too, and it's unfortunate that that's happening to impact organ donation, because the reality is it impacts so many lives. Organ donation has helped save so many lives. It impacts so many people, and we see it firsthand how it impacts and saves so many lives and gives people a second chance at life. And so the fact that it is happening and really impacting organ donation and organ transplant is very unfortunate.
Yeah, we felt that way too. And we felt like it was really important to share the lives it saves. So let's talk to Sherry and Lee. Hello.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about you and your history.
Well, I'm Sherry Patterson, and in 2021, on October 30th, I received a whole liver, and I'm alive, and I was not. I was in hospice care, and I received the gift of life, and I'm so grateful. I can't imagine, after being on a waiting list for 2.5 years, and then coming here and only being on the waiting list for 3 days. I can't imagine somebody out there needing a liver now when we have no waiting list here, right? And it's so important. It's so important because saving actual lives, right? We are given a brand new opportunity to live. And I take that very seriously. And I live life to the fullest and really loudly.
She does, and we love that about you, and we love that you're an advocate. A lot of people do not understand that you can be a living liver donor.
Yes.
Which means you donate a piece of your liver, and then you also can be a deceased donor,
Yes.
which, saved your life. And we are so grateful. It's important for us to follow up and show that people are doing well. And your wonderful husband here, hello to you.
Hi, I'm Lee Patterson.
So you've watched this whole journey and this miracle of life.
I've met so many people who've had a transplant who we would have otherwise met had they not done it. But it's like this whole family, this whole community. But I say the biggest thing to take away from it is you just don't know that you can have that chance again. I mean, it was so peril when she was going through this. It was just deep, and it was like, okay. And the chance of somebody calling and saying, hey, we found you a liver, it completely changed everything.
And there's a lot that goes into that. Your team looks at, is it a match? Is it, biologically big or small enough? There's a lot.
Absolutely. And Sherry's story is just such a great story in general. I know that we have such a wonderful team behind the scenes, from social workers and nurses, the surgeons, such a team that works on the complex cases that makes UC Health so just such a wonderful team. And there is so much behind it too, as you mentioned, that has to work all comprehensively in order to make that happen. And so, the great news about this story is we were able to bring everything together, and it made this wonderful story happen and help someone like Sherry. But we have a miraculous team behind the scenes, and I couldn't be prouder as the director of the program.
Yeah, good for you. We have a little video of your team. We have them actually taking a liver out, and they let us sort of see this process, which is, I know you may think scary to look at, but when you see the miracle of life, yeah.
Yes.
So Sherry, a couple important things. You are well physically.
I am well.
Talk to me a little bit about that journey. Yeah.
I had very minor complications in the beginning, and the surgeon had to go back in and fix something permanently in order to keep me from having to keep going through little procedures. So it was well received, and he did an amazing job. I feel great. I feel great. Every morning I wake up grateful that I'm waking up, and I just feel really good. Every day it seems like I'm feeling better, and I can't imagine feeling better than I did yesterday. Was my 3-year liverversary. Hello,
Yeah.
and
Versity too, because you have to learn
that's
a lot.
right.
Yeah.
It was a lot because I got to spend it with Corey and the doctors, and you, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here.
We just got lucky enough, by the way, to get Sherry's
Yeah.
story. She wasn't registered in our area and put her story out there. And it just so happened that none of the other centers would talk to me on camera. So I went to one of your UC Health docs, and he reached out to you and saved your life in a short time.
It was a miracle. It was a miracle because he didn't know me. He didn't have to call me. And we have the opportunity here in Cincinnati at UC to transplant. We have the organs.
And you have donors, but here's what I really want to leave you with, and I'll leave this. What would you say to that family that said yes to organ donation? Because without the donors, we don't have life.
When you watch somebody that you love get really sick and you don't really get the chance to, there's still so much love you want to share with them, And because somebody decided to donate their organs, that love gets to continue.
Well said, we must say. And we're going to be continuing this conversation throughout the hour, but we're thrilled to have you here. Thanks for tackling the tough stuff. Thank you for representing such a great team. We are so honored to just be in your community with people like you that serve.
And thank you, Liz. You did this as well. You're a healthcare hero, and I appreciate it.
Well, that's very kind of you. We love Corey. All right, just ahead, couple things.